It's Scotch doubles with the winner breaking. There's a 30-second shot clock with one extension per rack, and the quarters are a race to 9. Commentary from Phil Yates and Alex Lely.
Fine break. Very relaxed. Would be sweet for the players if the table would keep on breaking like this. It's not set. It's not set. The conditions out there, they can change, they can vary. Humidity, more people coming in. But it also depends on the consistency with which the referee Nigel Rees manages to rack the balls. He's one of the best, arguably the best referee in the business. But it's all handwork, racking the balls.
Don't think the red 3 ball has travelled quite enough for the Chinese to be able to pot it. There was just a little kiss on it, but not quite big enough.
Nice roll-up safety. And the position of the 9 will come in handy. So normally, without that 9, they would have had to glue the cue ball to the 5. The kick shot is still on, but they have to manipulate the cue ball. Hit it a little deeper, a little closer to the corner pocket on the long rail, and then stiffen the cue ball. Did a good job there. With speed to come out. Now a slightly thinner hit on the 3 would have given them view on the 4.
Master kickers, aren't they, the Filipinos?
They kick like a mule.
Extension call.
Now the bull to jump over the 5 to make a legal contact with the 4 ball. That's his nickname, Jeff DeLuna. Wow. Wow. Double wow. The jump, the bank, pocketing the 4 and the snooker behind the 9.
Talk about the balls conspiring against you. First off, they make the pot with the kick, then they play that great bank and get no reward.
And again, very nice shot by Beato. The cut shot is still on. One rotation more and he would have had played a super counter safety. I'm saying the cut is on. It is on, but not easy. Wang Ming's first shot of the match.
Extension call.
Yes, and before your eye is in, the kind of shot you don't especially look forward to. So he's not playing the cut. He's playing the bank. And that could be costly.
The Luna has to come with a great shot though. Because they need to get back to the upper half of the table to play that 6 in the side pocket. Sometimes he has a restless bridge hand. Pulls it away. Not this time. Beautiful penetration of the cue ball. Accelerating after contacting the 5. So much so that Beato now again has to go forward and come back with the cue ball. That will build confidence.
That will not. What a gift. What a gift.
Start the clock, please.
Forget the scratch for a moment, Alex. It was a poor positional shot anyway. The scratch made it doubly damaging.
China B is gifted the rack, as has been happening quite a bit this tournament. They sure have had the luck on their side. Ming sticks to the right side. And he shouldn't have. It's not guaranteed that breaking from the left he would have had made a ball, but it's likely. He tried to find recurring patterns.
And now, what an inviting table.
De Luna pointing out something. Biado a right-hander, De Luna a left-hander. The 4 goes to both corner pockets. The 5 is open. If they will have an angle on the 5, there's also room. There will be room to go back and forth. So it's all good.
When a right-hander and a left-hander are playing in a partnership, they have to think the opposite way, as it were. Because sometimes a position on the table for a left-hander is not what a right-hander would want, and vice versa. Lateral thinking needed.
Wants to give De Luna an angle on that 6. Can float this in with a trace of check side. Cannot afford to break dry. Overtaking this. And they're hitting the balls very nice. Much more confident than what we've seen so far. At the start of both matches that we've seen him in, they were a little bit shaky. There were shots missed. Not now.
De Luna looks really fired up to me. And just like that, they're back on level terms.
Welcome back to Shanghai in the second quarter-final of this year's World Cup of Pool. It's currently 1 apiece between China B and the Philippines. It's a race to 9 with your commentators Phil Yates and Alex Lely.
Nothing down. So now surely the next break will be from the left side. It's so intense playing 9-ball at this level, with the table breaking as it does, and the opposition being what it is.
There's not a lot dry in Shanghai today, I can tell you, apart from that break. It's really rainy outside. We've had some heavy showers. But of course, that's the second rack in succession where the break has been dry. The Filipinos pounced in rack number 2. Can China B return the compliment?
You have to imagine, Phil, how the player is sitting in his chair hoping dry break will come for the opponents. There's nothing you can do other than that. Don't let them run away. Let it be a two-team affair. Not good. Not bad. But he leaves some work to do. On most shots in 9-ball, in any game, you want to leave angles. Top players use their stroke to finesse balls and sometimes power it around the table.
Extension call.
Now from the 4 getting to that 5-ball. Better to come back too far than too little. You want an angle on that 5 to stay with the 6. Let's come a little far. Back and forth. Or finesse and hold it with spin. Oh, excuse me. The 5 wasn't available, so this has been played phenomenally well. The position was perfect for a not so easy combination. They're not playing the 5-9 combination, it's too difficult. Very risky way to play the safety. His partner was pointing out to hold the cue ball close to the left rail and bank that 5-ball 2 rails over to the area above the 7 and 8. I think that was the better shot. Object ball first if you're not sure to hide the cue ball.
We've seen, well, particularly in the first round against New Zealand, Jeff de Luna can be a little jumpy on pressure balls, and he certainly was there. Technically, you want to be still. He wasn't. That's why the orange 5-ball went astray, and that's why China B have got their second chance.
Yeah, even, you know, missing that shot, but in a good way, looking good, missing it, it's better than when producing that jerky follow through. It's a sign of nerves. It's a sign of weakness. I would take inspiration from that, being his opponent.
2 bites of the cherry, as they say, and China B lead 2-1.
In rack 4, China continued their momentum, breaking and running out to open an early lead.
Full-blown applause. China B 3-1.
Leading 3 racks to 1.
This is now the 5th.
Now if that 2-ball keeps on traveling, has it come far enough to block the 1-ball?
Contrasting breaks from the 2 Chinese players. Kong Dejing, good. Wang Ming, ineffective. 2 breaks, 2 dry breaks.
Biado's technique really is, really is as minimalistic as Reyes and Bustamante's technique is flamboyant, funky. Good shot by De Luna. Coming in straight enough on the 3 to take the 9 ball out of the equation. There's a carom on. If they can get low enough towards the other short rail, the carom on the 8, so clipping the 4, kissing the 8 in the pocket, is a hanger. It's a dead ball, it's a sure thing. Didn't come far enough. You can roll up behind the 8, I assume. Or thin the 4 into the 8, make the 4 go to the middle of the short rail. If they can spin the cue ball enough then to come over the side pocket. Long rail towards the 6 and 7. The cocked head double, 4 rail bank on the 4, around the 8. I think it's not sitting nicely. So just playing cue ball here. An educated guess, a calculated risk, which has worked out fine. That's something you can learn while watching the Filipinos play. They really know how to take a risk, when to take a risk.
After a protracted spell of safeties over the 4 ball, China are now back at the table.
Try too much. Risky shot here. Risky to try and pocket the 4, opening up the 5 and 8. If that lane even is open, you could miss the 4, open the 5. Or you could make the 4 and hook yourself, snooker yourself on the 5.
Alex, you were right.
Well, and I'm not saying they were wrong playing that shot. You don't win matches and tournaments here by shying away. The bull and Beato have to take the bull by the horns.
A number of tentative safeties saw the 5 ball remain in the same corner for a further 2 minutes.
If Efren were to watch this match, I don't know, if he's somewhere on a couch enjoying this this quarter-final, he probably has seen 12, 15, 20 solutions already. Nice, nice.
Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. That's what you get with the Filipinos.
Very nice. And very difficult, the kick. Tough to judge how much the spin will bite into the ball, into the rail. That's a very good shot there. This is a tester, Phil. From the rail, lot of angle. I wouldn't necessarily bank on the Philippines winning this rack.
They look unnerved.
Well, a couple of reasons. 3-1 down, the buzzer beeping, and a very difficult shot. It's a difficult shot, especially being under the gun. Now, as an underdog in any match, it's very comforting and inspiring to see that the top dog is feeling the heat, showing signs of nerves.
So the way they played that, no positional ambition in terms of the ordinary pot, but the 6-9 combination is there. Distance though between the two balls.
I think only 3 out of 10, Phil. This 3-4 out of 10. Pounded the combination in. Worthy of a high five. Beautiful shot by Wang Ming.
6-9, all is fine for China B. 4-1 ahead.
Welcome back to Shanghai, where it's the quarter-final stage of this year's World Cup of Pool. A great start from China B has seen them move into a 4-1 lead against the highly fancied Philippines. A dry break by China in the 6th saw the Philippines pocket the 1 ball before missing the 2. China are now back at the table. Commentary from Phil Yates and Alex Laley.
Now we'll see this from the side. Look at the elevation that he's needing. Look at this bridge hand. A little bit shaky. That was so difficult.
Well, apart from hitting the intervening ball, then going off the table and leaving the Filipinos right in, it was okay, that.
He had a nice passage between the 4 and 6. You know, if you're in a trap, try to buy time. And by that I mean even that playing that kick shot, just hitting the 2, you'd give yourself a chance to get lucky.
And look at this positional shot. Quite a large margin of error off the 2 to the 3, and he's not reached the zone of the table he needed to be in.
Yeah, Biado disgusted with that effort.
He's a jumping jack, isn't he, Jeffrey De Luna? He's all over the place.
Very intense. Played cue ball there, just to get the cue ball back to that half of the table. Biado can breathe. Did well there. Now this distance between the 8 and cue ball, it's easy to go over the 8. And any hit on the left of the 4 or the right of the 4, a big chance to not leave an open shot and give distance to the Philippines. Open shot, one might think, but this is hard. Hard to get back from the 4. It depends on the exact angle. Even if he can avoid the 9, digging into that cue ball, he's close to the rail. De Luna is more of an old school Filipino swing in his warm-up strokes.
This is turning into something of a nightmare for the Filipinos. A direct scratch.
I think he tried to run into the 9 ball to then let the backspin take effect. Yeah. Probably pocketed that 4-ball a little bit too thick. Who could have thought of a match like this? The things evolving the way they are. When China B won their first match, talking to people, I said, yeah, they're all right. They're all right. And then they won their second match, playing a bit better. And now today, they look a lot like the best team out there.
That was close. I've noticed a little tremor in the back arm of Wang on a few pressure shots in the last rack or two. But the balls are still finding the targets, and China B, what a scoreline. Despite 3 dry breaks, they lead the mighty Filipinos 5-1.
To hit it straight. Wing ball has flown in. He's commanding the balls there. Out of the way. Open up.
In the end, more than acceptable.
The most difficult position is from the 2 to the 3. Quality. To run into position like that. Now, Wang Ming. Needs to hit well. Don't let down in your stroke. But it needs to be smooth. It's good. He's still a suspect for me, and I think to many who have followed him during this tournament. Suspect to miss a sitter. But it must be said, he's also making many nice shots, especially those combinations.
Seven of the top 8 seeds made the quarterfinals. The only exception, Germany, defeated by China B. They really have been the story of the tournament so far, but this story, that would be extraordinary if they could beat the Filipinos, especially by a hefty margin.
I think many, myself included, have underestimated this team. Unknown, making mistakes in the first 2 rounds and getting away with it. But yet now, today, they are playing very good pool. Making very few open errors. And having the best in most safety battles.
The 8-9 combination should be worked out. We saw a couple of them missed late last night when China A struggled to get over the line against Australia. But this one should be A-OK. Indeed it is. The noise from the crowd increasing in decibels as they realise a major upset could be on. Those signs go up. Come on, China, they say. And the 2 players are responding. Fantastic stuff.
Pop it. Hit the one on the nose. Oh. Nothing will come easy here. Can't expect to run away. Now that area in mid-table, there's a lot of traffic there, especially a little bit towards the rack. So what Shane Van Boning, USA, does so well, he squats them, but harder, and the cue ball will fly back a little more. And then squat. So he gets out of that congested area. Bad shot. The 2-ball cuts. But this is difficult, challenging at least, to hold shape on the 3. Pocketing the 3-ball in itself is hard, especially with the 8 and the 9 over on the right side of the table. Whoa. How do you play this? I have no idea. Slow roll.
Extension call.
It's ugly. More speed. 8-ball and 9-ball become very big. Did well. Just as hard, this cut shot.
The pain continues, intensifies.
Code orange has just become code red. They are in trouble. Now it's all about bottle. Do not wander off with your thoughts. To keep your eye on the ball.
That was nicely done. Running side round the back of the green 6-ball.
Yes, he's a smooth operator, our young man. And he has won a World Junior title in China. He knows what it is to win in front of his crowd.
Yes, he's only 18 years of age, doesn't turn 19 until late October.
Cue ball travels away from the 9. So I can imagine that he'd go to the rail and back. But he's trusting Kong's shot making. It's close to the rail.
Extension call.
He's not touching. To play as if it were not on the rail. Just a point of aim on the 9.
In no doubt whatsoever, centre cut, China B marching on. What a scoreline this is.
Welcome back to the 2018 World Cup of Pool, where China B need just 2 racks for victory and a place in the last 4. We rejoin play at the start of rack 9. Your commentators for this one are Alex Laley and Phil Yates.
Wang Ming's 3rd dry break on his own. He can get nothing going.
No, he needs to try and throw a little more weight in to get that impact The one ball cuts.
If you'd said before the start, Alex, that China B would be responsible for 4 dry breaks and be 7-1 up, no one would believe you.
Very long bridge due to the 9 ball. And that's a fine shot. And that thinness on the 1 ball has enabled the Luna to avoid contacting the 9. They're not out of it. Now they are. It was a very difficult wreck and a very difficult route from the 2 to the 3.
We are witnessing something that will be talked about in pool for quite some time.
Playing the 3-6 combination will open the pocket for the 4. Now if they will be playing the 4 there, that depends on the angle acquired on the 3 ball after playing the combination. But Wang Ming said, listen pal, why don't we keep it simple? 3 to the corner, 4 to the side.
Well, they took their extension there and even then played it with only 10 seconds left.
Left-hander, Kong.
Yes, easy for the right-hander to forget, actually, that.
Well, I don't know if Wang Ming could have reached that shot.
You keep waiting for the pivotal mistake and it doesn't arrive. They just keep potting balls, moving more and more clear.
They're just a lot better than people gave him for. I mean, look at their cue ball. A suspect choice of shot here and there. But these two are just very, very strong. Still good.
Yes, the cue ball stopping in the nick of time.
He's a little close to the 8. If you play this, if a trace of side of spin is needed, sometimes it can make it hard to judge when you're so close to the ball how much it will throw the 8 ball. But not when you're up 7-1. Makes it all that much easier. Confidence being the lubrificant of the stroking arm.
This is a sentence I never thought I would be saying today. China B lead the Philippines 8-1.
You know, in the beginning, being up, having a buffer, one can relax, but it's exactly the relaxation that will make you lose concentration. And if then a comeback is made, the pressure will come back at you double time.
Well, that was a cracking outcome on the break from Kong De Jing. Could they be in for the coup de grace?
The 8 ball blocks the 6. Possibly the 6 goes past the 7, but if not that, there will be enough room to come around the 6 to find another pocket. And meanwhile, The Filipinos have to keep the faith, keep believing. Anything is possible. When Efren Reyes won the inaugural World Championships organized by Matchroom in '99, he was down and out in the qualifying rounds, 6-2 down in a race to 7, and managed to win then the world title. Everything is possible.
Yes, and that red 3 ball wiped its feet. They're feeling it. On the threshold of a major upset.
6 passes to 7.
This could be the last hurdle.
Now it's very, you know, if you decide to make a full contact on the 8, it's easy to miss the 6 because of it. I tell myself to not worry too much about the cue ball. You're not going to scratch. Highly unlikely to get snookered on the 7.
Okay. No.
Good shot there. Very nice. They're there, Phil. 3 shots.
Doesn't speak English in interviews, but when the ball goes in, shouts out okay. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Don't lean over too much, don't get out of alignment. Anything can be missed. But we've arrived at the moment that no one could have envisaged. Wang through with a bang. Kong crowned King Kong. The Filipinos